I have them in Boston. But let me just say there's a little bit of an asterisk. The World Cup is in Boston.
Okay.
And I know that it's in Foxborough, but the Europeans and the South Americans are not going to stay in Foxborough. So I also believe that if Jason Tatum comes back, that puts the Celtics a leg up. I am believing that World Cup hotels are going to be hard to get and that Jason Tatum is going to be a difference maker.
Okay.
All right. That's where I got the hotel reservations.
Okay, so Wendy has hotel rooms booked in OKC, San Antonio, and Boston. Let me just tell you, Wendy, you are ahead of the game. I would not even have been looking at this far in advance, but nonetheless, your reaction to this, that means no Detroit is booked. That means no New York hotel rooms are booked. Stephen A.
What are you asking me, Shay? I don't understand the question.
Well, it seems that he thinks these are the three teams that could potentially be in the finals. OKC, San Antonio.
I'm going to tell him that he has to add Denver to that list. He has to add, you have to add Cleveland because it's possible. And if you're going to add, well, first of all, you definitely got to put Detroit. Got to put Detroit on that list. Got to put Detroit before Cleveland. So you got to put Detroit there on that list. You got to put Denver on that list. If you want to put Cleveland on the outside looking in fine, I would still put the New York Knicks on there because maybe they'll luck up and somebody else will run into the Pistons ahead of them and they won't have to face the Pistons. Because I think the Knicks can beat anybody else in the Eastern Conference, just not Detroit. So I'd add Detroit, Denver, and New York to that list.
Perk? Uh-oh, can't hear Perk.
Perk, are you there?
It appears we can't hear Perk. So it looks like Stephen A. has eliminated the Cavaliers from the list. So the Knicks, the Pistons, and Denver he would add to the list. Wendy, go ahead, respond.
All right, well, first off, we got a big game in Detroit tonight, our all-access game. We got a whole bunch of folks there, so I'll just have you know, I have people giving me reports back on the hotels they're staying in Detroit tonight. I'm researching Detroit. Everywhere else, Stephen A., I'm cooling my jets on. Just want to see how it goes. You know, we're still in February. We'll see how it goes. But I think the Eastern Conference is wide open. You can make a case for any of those top four teams, and you can make a case against any of those top four teams. And the one thing that I know is going to change, like, I don't think Karl Towns is all of a sudden going to get consistent every single game by April. I don't know, you know, if the Cavs are going to be able to consistently get strong play from their big men by April. The one thing in the Eastern Conference that can change is Jason Tatum. And I'm not saying that to apply any pressure. But if Tatum comes back, that's a game changer.
Here's the part that we're missing. And listen, I play around and being facetious, stay home, because, I mean, I love the brother and I know he's a big-time player and all of this other stuff. But in all seriousness, we do have to remember, with Jason Tatum healthy, with Jaylen Brown in the lineup, they were about to get knocked out by the Knicks in the second round last year. Let's not forget that. So we're putting so much on Jason Tatum's return, knowing he's not going to be 100% when he returns, and not knowing how that's going to potentially compromise the Boston Celtics. We need to pay attention to that, number one. Number two, it is absolute blasphemy to pick somebody ahead of Detroit in the Eastern Conference right now. You can't do that. Detroit has to come before Boston. That much I will say.
Perk, it does feel like, though, Boston's ceiling maybe is a little bit higher if Jason Tatum went or came back, right? You can't deny that. Perk's back now. Go ahead, Perk.
No, you're right. And look, Jason Tatum comes back, I'm going to switch my pick. But I need to see at least an appetizer of 10 games, right, and see what he looks like. I have no worries when it comes to him fitting the system. The system hasn't changed. They still get up and down, shoot a lot of threes, space the floor, and they go isolation ball. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown together, they are proven. But right now, Wendy, I agree with Stephen A. It's nowhere in hell you don't have reservations in Detroit. That is just crazy. They have a young superstar in Cade Cunningham. They have perimeter defense. They have interior defense. They have everything across the board. Now, can they match up? I don't want you to look at what the San Antonio Spurs did to them. I think Jay Will said this a couple of days ago on First Take. I'm with him. It's a large gap between, you know, the Western Conference and the title contenders there than the title contenders in the East. But I have no problem with the Knicks being off of this list. I do not like this Knicks team coached under Mike Brown. They don't have an identity defensively. They don't have any physicality. The one thing about Tom Thibodeau is that Tom Thibodeau had this team playing hard, and he brought the best out of Karl Anthony Towns. Karl Anthony Towns is the most important player on the New York Knicks. I love Karl Anthony Towns under Tom Thibodeau. I don't even really like him too much under Mike.
Last thing I'm going to say about this, Shay. A week from now, the Pistons will play the Cavs twice. We'll see who's healthy for the Cavs. And Donovan Mitchell's not playing tonight. And they have a return game. They go to San Antonio next week. And I just said I'm researching Detroit hotels. So let's see. Let's see about next Friday.
Learn a lot about those teams in the meantime. Okay, we're going to leave this here. I agree with you on the Thibodeau thing. Wake up. Oh, I don't know what that is. There he is. Aaron Glenn's asleep. Wake up. Stephen A is about to tee off on the Steelers after they came in dead last in the latest NFLPA survey. What led to that? We'll talk about it next.
Yeah, main events, Jay Uso. You sitting right here, Us, watching ESPN. Hey, yo, don't forget Elimination Chamber this Saturday, only on ESPN. Yeets.
You guys. I'm Kevin Durant with 40 and 8. Reed Shepard 20 off the bench.
Shepard.
Desmond Bain with 30. Paolo Banchero, we can talk about that in a second here. He finished with 19, 9, and 8. But it's the 19-point deficit in the second half that's obviously the big story. And the fact that those two guys, Durant and Shepard, were a huge part of that. It's interesting to me, and I wonder what you think. Obviously, you don't ever have to want to overcome a deficit like that. But it's the playmaking, the scoring, that seems to be, Lou, where Houston's going to run in some real issues come playoffs.
Yeah, but I think they got the guys to do it. It's just a matter of doing it on a consistent basis. And I love the fact that Kevin Durant put his foot down last night, and he had another one of those moments. Y'all know who I am, right? I'm Kevin Durant, and I love the fact that he's there. Now, putting a lot of that pressure on an older guy, sure, I like that, because that's precisely why you go out and go get a Kevin Durant. You go get him to put pressure on other teams. You go get him to go and win you basketball games like this. Now you need your other guys to step in and fill in the gaps. We knew that this team was going to have a different identity when Fred VanVleet went out. You know, now you have Reed Shepard, and he's doing his thing. But you just need more consistency from your supporting cast and the other guys. I think Kevin Durant is going to be fine. I think Sengun is going to be fine. Reed Shepard is going to be fine. Now, outside of that, who's going to give you something else? Is it going to be Thompson? Is it going to be some of these other guys? That's the part that you need to understand and go out and figure out if you're the Houston Rockets.
Yeah, I think they had Omaha at the line, right, once Fred got hurt. Like, they have Thompson, who's started off as point guard. Like, it changed everything. It changed their entire style. It changed their entire rotation. Like, it changed everything. And obviously, Thompson started off the season as point guard, and he still plays a lot of that, and it's not his natural position. But he's done a very good job at getting his team in offense, taking care of the ball, just being athletic while still handling an offense. Reed Shepard is a point guard, but he's more of that scoring threat, shooter, set of guys up.
He needs somebody to set the table for him.
Exactly. He's almost a two guard. And by the way, I think he was my most improved pick. He was my rookie of the year pick last year.
Yep.
And he went from
Are you coming back now?
I like you for more.
He went from 4 points to 12 points.
Okay.
Like, he should be in the running too. I know we talk about AJ Mitchell and a lot of other guys, but this kid's having a great year. Obviously, that's with more opportunity with Fred out. And the team is missing kind of that setup guy, but they are so talented.
No, they got setup guys. They need somebody to make plays.
Yeah, like they just need a point guard.
They need somebody, like you just said, Thompson has done a solid job of getting them in their offense. Reed has done a solid job of getting them in that offense. You need somebody to break the defense down and be able to kick out or get in the lanes and do things and make this game speed up and take a little pressure off of your marquee guys, you know? And so sometimes they play a little slow and they get behind the 8 ball, and that's how you create these deficits like last night, because you're playing too slow. You need somebody to be able to break the defense down and create on the fly, and they just don't have that dynamic guy.
Yeah, like a Darius Garland, I feel like would have been great for them. Like someone like that can, like Lou just said, that can make it easier for everyone else while being able to attack. And again, Reed's doing a great job. See, they're 7-2 when he scores 18 points in a game. So you know Udoka wants him to be, aggressive. Because you can't just be Kevin Durant, his age, and Sengun. Also, we haven't even talked about him. Like, think about how talented this team is offensively. You can play through the big. You can ISO KD. You can play fast. Jabari Smith's having a great year. Thompson is so athletic at the one position where they can hurt you in so many different ways. They're just missing something in the playoffs when it's slowed down. They need someone to kind of set the table, and obviously that usually is Fred. And I think they'll get by it just on sheer athleticism and length and talent, but they are missing something.
Missing a vital piece.
A little sauce, a little crunk juice.
Oh. Did it work? Did the pen work?
I know. I don't know if we want that now.
Why are the Starbucks cups so cool?
They're so cool. They're like vintage.
Don't
looking.
get distracted.
Yeah, what are you
Sorry.
doing? They're not even a sponsor. 40-point night for Kevin Durant means now that he's a sixth player ever to reach the 32,000-point marker, and he's tied with Kobe in 30-point games.
Yeesh.
It's kind of awesome. And look, there's a pretty decent class of 35 and over dudes that are still active at the moment. So I'm wondering if you look at that list, guys.
Sorry.
No, excuse you. If you look at that list. Is he aging the best game-wise?
I think his game was just always tailored for him to be able to play and have longevity like that. His size, his length, and just being able to get to his spots. Like Kevin Durant doesn't have to work hard to get a bucket, right? And because of that, he's able to play at his own pace. He's able to do things. He doesn't have to create a bunch off the dribble. Look, one dribble, I'm getting to my spot. One dribble, power to the rim. All of these are pull-ups. All of these are middies. You can't do nothing about it. You know what I mean? You're looking at a guy that's a 7 foot, that's almost, what is he, 6'11", 7
He doesn't want to be 7 feet, Lou.
All right, well, he's 6'12". So we're looking at a 6'12" guy that can just get to his spot at ease. So at any age, he's going to be able to play and do that if he can only take 1 or 2 dribbles, just based on his size and him being able to get to his spot.
Yeah, he's never had to be the fastest or strongest guy just because of his length and his size and the way he shoots over his head. Like he's unguardable now. He's unguardable 10 years ago, and he's unguardable in 5 years, even when he loses that step and he's not.
Because guess what? He's going to be able to put his back to the basket, jab.
He might have to alter his game a little bit, go a little off the block, go a little more post up. But like one guy that's not on there is Steph Curry. He's another guy like.
He's a 35 and over. He's in that group.
Oh, he is.
Yeah.
But
this is the actual official list, but the guy's currently playing.
So I think Steph Curry and Kevin Durant, those are two
James
guys
Harden,
that are going to
Russ,
age.
DeMar, Jimmy.
Yep.
Yeah, Steph and KD are the guys that are going to age the best to me because Steph Curry, I don't care if he's 47 years old, he can shoot the ball from 30 feet.
No kidding.
And Kevin Durant, his size and length isn't going anywhere. It's not like he's shrinking. Yeah, he's not that old. But those two guys are going to be able to. They can play. That's what I'm saying. I want both of them on Team USA. I'm not bringing it up again. But they can be this version of themselves for the next 5 years if they want. They've never been the fastest, strongest guys. So when they lose that step, they're still going to be productive.
Yeah, their skill set ages very well. I know, like, longevity is as far as the most points.